ipse nihil scire id unum sciat, or for I was conscious that I knew practically nothing. It sounds quite familiar, doesn't it? But who said this? We are starting on a new adventure called Let's Learn Together. We'll start this journey with philosophy, but we'll add other fields along the way. This way I learn, and through these videos, you can learn too. Don't forget to stay tuned so you won't miss the upcoming videos. When we mention Socrates, everyone thinks of something. Some remembers him for this famous saying, while others know his name from the Apology of Socrates, written by his student Plato. But who is Socrates? He is one of the three most important figures in Western philosophy, alongside his student Plato and Plato's student Aristotle. Socrates was a famous ancient Greek philosopher influenced by Parmenides, Homer, and Anaxagoras. He is one of the few individuals of his time to have gained significant recognition. His influence was so powerful that, just as with the White Diamond before Christ and Anno Domini after Christ, we categorize philosophers before him as pre-Socratics. We recognize him for two main reasons: his inquisitive perspective and his view on ethics. So, what are these views on inquiry and ethics? Firstly, the inquisitive approach has its own name, the Socratic method. Although it's now generally used to refer to any educational strategy involving cross-examination students by teachers, the method employed by Socrates, as recreated in dialogues by his student Plato, follows a more specific model. Socrates positions himself not as a teacher, but as an ignorant inquirer, asking a series of questions that answer from his interlocutor to the fundamental question he raises, such as, what is pity? Typically, the interlocutor, through a series of additional questions, is led to see that they must retract their initial answer to Socrates' primary question, as it conflicts with other answers they have provided. In other words, the method Socrates employs is a strategy to demonstrate that a set of answers provided by the interlocutor does not align as a group, thereby exposing a weak understanding of the concept being discussed. For instance, we can refer to this conversation between Socrates and Euthyphro. Are pity and impity opposites? Yes. And do the gods disagree with each other about what is good and what is not? Yes. So are the same actions loved by some gods and hated by others? Yes. Then do some actions become both pious and impicious? Yes, they do. Thus, by the end of the conversation, the argument becomes a tool that helps the person presenting it to question their own position. Ethics or moral philosophy is the branch of philosophy that systematically addresses the evolution of human behavior as good or bad. The establishment of ethics dates back to the 4th century before Christ. Concerning Socrates and his moral philosophy, Socrates was the first to focus so deeply on ethics and moral philosophy. His moral view consists of two ideas: virtue is knowledge, and two, no one does evil willingly. In this regard, Socrates believes that ignorance leads people to evil. When a person gains knowledge, they will incline toward good in their actions, leading a virtuous life that will bring happiness through virtue. Thus, according to Socrates, the goal of morality is happiness. The highest good a person seeks is happiness, which can only be achieved through virtue. Virtue is the knowledge that emerges from knowing oneself. making life better and bringing happiness. For this reason, Socrates said, know thyself. Unless, unless a person know themselves, they cannot know what is good or bad for them. At this point, ethics, while distinguishing between good and evil, also informs individuals on how to live within the framework of moral rules. Thus, according to Socrates, morality's ultimate aim is happiness, which he sees as the highest good a person can aspire to. This path to happiness is paid through virtue, virtue that stems from knowing oneself. Only when a person truly understands their own nature can they discern what is good and bad for them, shaping their choices and actions. In this light, ethics serves not just as a guide for distinguishing between good and evil, but also as a compass guiding individuals on how to live within a framework of moral principles that lead to a fulfilling life. If you find this journey into Socrates' philosophy insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into lives of history's greatest thinkers. And as always, let's keep questioning, because as Socrates himself would say, the unexamined life is not worth living. Thanks for watching and see ya in the next video.